Hello and welcome back to Big G's Railroad Channel. I'm Big G, your host, and today you're watching another episode of Gary Walters In-Scale Update. This one just so happens to be number 20. I want to take a moment and say hello to my coworkers, my team down at my job, the OGP team. If you're watching, let me know that you saw it in the video. You asked for it last time, so here it is. Alright, we're going to go ahead and dive into the layout and see what we got done this month. Be right back. Hello and welcome back. Last month you saw us get this building completed, and I was telling you that I was wanting to go ahead and do the 180-degree turn here that goes into the yard. I have done a little bit more weathering on the road. Also went ahead and got the sidewalk put in on the outside of this building here, which is going to be Sneaky Snacks. Also got a little break area done with the dirt there in the middle for the employees. Got the forklift over here loading the truck up. All these vehicles will be movable, as well as the pallets that I've got laying there. Planning on more dock details coming in too. Still got to get the ballast on this side of the road glued down, and then afterwards put the little grass strip in that dirt right along in the ditch here, and then as well as up here as well. Still got to get the roof details on and install a backdrop. Still have not done that. But I've been working on laying the ballast down, and soon the glue will be happening. I've got just a little bit to meet up on the ballast here. Not very much. I've got one more tortoise machine that I'm working on that the throw rods come out of the switch. So I'll be getting that taken care of. And then also, you can see the cut lines right over here on this section here. This is an access panel to get down to the tracks here to do cleaning. I've also got right here where my wife and daughter have appropriately named that Mount Meatloaf. That one also has cut line around it. I've taken some styrene and put a little bit of an over gap so that when you take that out, it'll actually catch on the actual layout down below. And then right over here where this FAR building is, that one also has that styrene. We'll take a closer look at that in a moment. Just working on trying to get those done, and I'll move over to that side of the layout so that you can get a closer look at that one. But hopefully within the next day or so, I'll have the rest of the ballast put in here and be able to go through and glue from here on over to where that road's at. From that point down into the yard where the ballast stops, which is right in here, all of that is ballasted in, and then I've still got a ballast on the bottom track right here. So we'll take a closer look at that. I'll show you some projects coming up for the next month. And I also want to let you know that all the buildings thus far, with the exception of this one in the back, has the lighting installed in it. This one still needs to be attached to the bus line down below for the lighting. But we have Sneaky Snacks. Sorry for that. That was a little quick on that one. Sneaky Snacks is lit up. This one is lit up as well. I also have KMW Chemicals here. That one is lit with some street lights as well. Then, of course, we have the coal mine that is lit up, and D&G Hardware, which is lit up. One of the other projects that I'm planning on doing over the course of the next several months is taking and adding street lighting and telephone poles along with the wiring coming down across the bridge, across here, and down. And then I'm planning on a parking light lamp being back here, possibly two, but I'm thinking one for right now because they give off plenty of light. I think I can light up most of those with just one. And then putting in a telephone pole, or putting in a light post over here, and then possibly one on the corner of the grass right there, and that will light up most of this parking lot. I'm also looking at doing an automation signal, putting one here and one on the other side facing away. and having that to where it will be when the trains come through, this signal will start flashing, the bells will go off, and that way this will be one of the very first scenes that you see when you walk in. Thought it'd be a cool touch to be able to have both the main lines with, when trains get to about right there, signals go ahead and go down. That's something I've never played with or toyed with. If you've got any ideas on it or places to find good ones, go ahead and drop those in the comments down below for me. I greatly appreciate that. The pros and cons of it, I would greatly appreciate that as well. Give me just a moment and we'll be on the other side of the layout. Alright, welcome back, and this is in the peninsula here, or in the little cove. As you can see, looks a little different on this side, but figure I'd give you a good aerial shot of the layout, how much work's been done, and how much is coming this week, or this month. Like I said, the grass will finish up. I've still got to glue down the ballast. Got to finish ballasting from here to here and here, but I got to get those holes covered, which I've got the plan to do that. And then we also have the cut line right here that I'm going to be putting in the styrene to gap that and be able to do scenery all the way over. And as you can tell, I have the styrene that's already cut and put in there, and I'll go ahead and lift that section up. The building is not attached yet, but I can lift that up. I don't lose any of the parts. And that is something you haven't seen in a long time, probably since one of the first videos. But there, underneath, you can see this track here, and it actually disappears into the hole that goes through the wall and into the next bedroom. But that is my access panel that will allow me to get in and do track cleaning, get derailments, anything like that. And it just slides right back into place. Still got quite a bit of, still got to get the ballast glued down, but that will slide right back into place. The building will be permanently attached to that, so that when I pull on it, the building itself will actually pull the whole panel up. And I'm planning on getting some brass tubing to run the wires up for that on the back side, so that when that goes in, I don't have to worry about the wiring going down and actually derailing a train that's coming in and out from staging. And that building will be lit. That is going to be my scrapyard. You can already see some of the piles that I've got made. They're just pieces of foam. Try to get it in shot here. There we go. Pieces of foam that I've taken, just chunks, and then I've put some rust color and then different steel, stainless steel, aluminum coloring too, and then just added chunks to make it look like a big pile of scrap. And then I've got another one sitting right over here, and I'm planning on the backdrop having some scrapyard scenes to tie in. Still playing around with how I'm going to do the backdrop, so that's something I'm learning new. It's taking me a little time to finesse that, but here is also Mount Meatloaf. I'm planning on putting some rock features in this, or else it would already be static grassed. But I wanted to do something that was a little different as far as on this side. And the reason I want to do some, I want to get some of the rock cuts is so that it'll be a little easier to grip and pull on. This one's really tight. I'm probably going to have to shave it down just a little bit, especially seeing how I've got this on here. But that lifts up. pulls away. Just trying to find a spot to lay that down real quick so it doesn't fall. But that also gets me in to be able to do my track cleaning and get in for the back track that's right back here. That one's the one that goes in and up underneath this building through the wall into staging. And then these are the 3 main lines that go through the tunnel. And then those will go around. And that's the next cutout that I've got. This is something I haven't shown off in a while as far as all these cutouts. And I've got this one to where this is actually super glued in. And they're kind of tight fits, which is good because at first I wasn't planning on having the styrene over the top of them. But you can kind of see the wiring's already there. And I haven't done any vacuuming underneath. But I need to get in here with the vacuum. You can see some chunks right in here. Just need to get a vacuum in there, get that cleaned up, get the lower lines taken care of. But you can see all 3 of the main lines down that way. You can see chunks that fell down. And that gives me full access to the full tunnel. So there's not any space into the tunnel that I cannot reach, which is really nice for cleaning the railroad and also taking care of any derailments that I may encounter in the railroad. So this has been an adventure trying to do access panels. That's something I've never done personally on any of my railroads. So definitely a new learning experience for sure. But overall, pretty excited with the way it's turned out. I think they've turned out pretty good. Just trying to make those lines kind of disappear at certain angles. You can kind of wiggle and make them disappear so that when you're taking pictures, you can actually get a good sense without a big, huge line going across. I'm going to go ahead and try to put this other panel back in. Like I said, this one's kind of tight. So now that I have the catch top, I should be able to shave a little bit of the edge off of that one and it not be so difficult to get in and out. But you can kind of see that cut line on there. I'm going to add height to the static grass here to hopefully conceal most of that. And then also there'll be trees and bushes and brush down there to do that. And then I'll also, like I said, I'll probably have right in here, I'll have some plaster that will be done with rock cuts. That way I can grip on it and pull it right on up. And I can also stick my hand under the tunnel and I can kind of push up that way. So that may be ultimately how I go about getting this piece out. But I wanted it to kind of give, I didn't want a complete flat surface on the very top. Of course, the yard needs to be flat for access and everything. But I wanted a little scenic divide pretty much from the yard scene into where it's going into the first part of town, which is going to be crossing the road right here. This one I'll probably just have regular crossing signs. I won't be doing any signals here on this road, but it'll go around, and then of course it goes into the peninsula scene. But that's what we've been working on this month, and we'll have a little bit more to go. Next month I'm planning on doing the rock face here, doing the rock tunnel, and then rock face, and then also doing my scene here with the retaining wall. Alright, until next month, stay safe out there.